Hey everybody, it's Janice from Resilience. So today we're going to be doing a case study on Jared. So Jared has a couple of issues that he would like to deal with because he used to be a boxer. He hasn't done it for 10 years, but he wants to get back into it. And he started running in his training as well. And he's a mountain biker and skier. So what has been your problems in the past?
Well, I've noticed more so at work, my knees tend to hurt, and I notice they're always locked back. And some people say it's my posture, but just standing on, I don't know what I'm doing.
So you told me before you're getting sometimes knee pain, especially when you run or when you work a lot.
Yeah, especially when I do both. If I work, it tends to just wear it down, and then I can't really run. And start running again.
All right. So Jared's 33, so we're going to be doing a full body assessment today and then tracking his progress as we go along and showing the exercises that he does to correct these different things and see how that goes. So first I'm going to look at you from the side and just check out your posture. You can look this way. Okay, so the first thing I notice is that he has a bit of a sway back, so you can see how he leans back a little bit and his hips are forward, and then this forward head posture. His hands are also medially rotated a little bit. And okay, so then I would look from the back. And it's pretty slight, but this shoulder is a little bit higher than this one. This one kind of slopes down and is a little bit flat, and this one sticks up a little bit more. And then if you can see that, this hip is a little higher than the other one. Okay. Now look at you from the front. You can see it more here. This is sloping down a little bit. When you check out the knees, you can see that the patella, the kneecap, this one is facing out this way. If there was like a little light on it, it would be facing that way instead of facing forward. And possibly a tiny bit knock-kneed. Alright, and then I also noticed that maybe the shoulders are a little bit protracted, they're a little bit in. So yeah, it indicates possible dysfunction with trapezius, perhaps pecs and glute, pecs and medius and major might be a little bit tight. Could be an issue with the serratus anterior, but his shoulder blades are kind of flush. They're not leaning too badly, so it might not be that. The medially rotated hands, it could come from the forearm or it could come from the shoulders turning in. So if you turn out a bit, and then your shoulder turns out at the same time, yeah, so it might be coming from here. And yes, so we're going to now do some functional tests. I'm going to check the squat. Oops, the camera. I'm going to check his squat. This can tell really a lot about strategies that people are using. So the posture can be one thing, but then when you add in dynamic movement, you need to see if the right muscles are being recruited, or the best muscles for the best biomechanical way of doing something. Okay, so first we'll look at it from the front, and I've just rolled up his pants so we can see his knees. Okay, go ahead. All right, so you can see that his heels are coming up, his knees are all over the place. His feet are okay, they're slightly turned out. All right, and then if you correct your feet and put them together, or put them facing forward, yeah, and go ahead again. So his knees are kind of valgus, a little knock-kneed, and then they kind of kick out at the end. Okay, and from the side, please. Alright, so this way you can see he's going very far forward, so that's called a quad dominant strategy. Quad dominant strategy means you're using your quads rather than your glutes, which are the strongest muscle. So it's not that efficient, but also you're putting yourself at great risk for an ACL tear, especially if you do any running or jumping sports. There should be a proper ratio between the firing of your quad and your hamstring when you're landing, and if you're quad dominant, then that can put the wrong forces on your knee and really tear that part. So definitely want to fix that. And now, since it seems like he's quad dominant, I'm going to check his glute medius strength and recruitment, because that's giving me a clue that perhaps that's not really firing properly. So get down here, laying on your side, and make yourself completely straight. Okay, good. Alright, then we're just going to kick this one knee behind you. And this. Okay, now just go up and down with your leg a few times. So it's not bad. It's a little bit pulling to the front, which would indicate possibly he's using his tensor fasciae latae a little bit more than the glutes. And I'm going to test the strength now. So stay up and resist me. But you have to make sure they're in the right position. Okay, go. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, I'll check the other side.
What am I pointing at?
Here, okay. Okay, so that one's pulling to the back when he brings his leg up, indicating possibly he's recruiting his QL, quadratus lumborum, to bring it up and stabilize. Bring it up. And so it's causing him some pain, and I'm able to push that one down. So it's common to have each side be a little bit different. Okay, so all right, so another check I'm going to do is I'm going to tie up his legs here and ask him which muscles are working when he does a external rotation during the squat. That's also going to let me know which muscles he's recruiting. Okay, so got the heavy black band for him. He's strong. All right, so feet have to be pointed forward. You have to keep your toes down the whole time, and you have to do a half squat. So you can see when he does the half squat, his knees are a little bit too far in. Okay, and what I want you to do is just bring one knee out. Okay, and what muscles do you find are working?
I feel like it's right in there.
Yeah. So as he's going out, you can see the quality of the movement. He can go really far. So that indicates that he's not using the glute med, because the glute med is a little bit different feeling, a little bit different of a look, and it won't go as far. He's also really kicking up his toe. Okay. So keep your toe down when you do it. Whoa, there we go. So another thing people do is they tend to like cock this hip up a little bit to try to get some leverage. So we're going to make sure he doesn't do that. Keep this forward and down. Okay, and try it on the other leg now. Okay, so don't cock this hip out. Keep it straight. Sometimes I'll hold them like this. There, now it looks better. What muscle's being worked now?
You can feel it more up in here.
Exactly, that's where we want it to go. It usually doesn't take long for people to change their strategy. First of all, these will get tired first, and this will have to start working. So you can just basically ask them what they're experiencing. So first he was using these muscles to do it. Sometimes people use their hamstrings, some people use the adductors. It's always different. So this lets me know that we need to work on his recruitment of the glute med, and that will probably help his knees stay more in line and protect him when he's running or doing any kind of bending or lifting from the ground. All right, the next thing I'll get you to do is go on all fours there. Okay, and I just want you to put opposite arm and leg back into the air. And hold that. Okay, so you can see how he's like shaking around a little bit. He's not that stable. This hip is cocked up a little bit. So can you straighten that out? Good. Okay, can you stick your arm right in front of you, not out to the side? So he was really helping himself to balance by kicking it out to the side. Okay, so this indicates a little bit of core instability and possibly the sling between this stabilizing muscle, glute med, and the QL might not be activating properly. And switch to the other side.